A little breaking news on the Aaron Rodgers situation and his future in Green Bay. We know it's up in the air, but we're starting to get some answers. Packers president Mark Murphy was asked if there's a scenario where Rodgers is still the starting quarterback for the Packers next season. He said, quote, "Yeah, I mean, unless if things don't work out the way we want them. Yeah, we would. He is obviously a great player," close quote. I'm confused. Can I be confused? Yep. I don't know if y'all are confused. I'm confused. I read the quote, is Aaron Rodgers still a Green Bay Packer? President Mark Murphy, remember the Packers do not have an owner. President Mark Murphy, yeah, unless things don't work out the way we want them. Right before we came on camera, Slick, you said something that was hilarious. That word, unless.
Yeah, that's doing a lot of work there.
A whole lot of work.
Yeah, if we can unpack exactly, was that just a pause? Was that like an awe? Or was that an indicator of the direction that they are not planning? If things work out the way they want, then if the things work out the way they want, then he will not be their quarterback.
What do you make of that? Like, do you think that means, the Packers want him gone? Do you think the president is saying the Packers want him here?
The fact that they are letting him talk to the Jets tells me everything I need to know.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is, we're trying to find you a home. Right. And we hope you can find a home that you're comfortable with and that we're comfortable with. And there are some details to be worked out, like who's going to be paying the majority of his existing salary. Like, there are some elements that need to be worked out. But the idea that do the Packers want him to stay or go? The Packers clearly are ready to move on and have him go.
Joy, where you at on that?
Well, yeah, he was also asked if the Jets were given permission to talk with Rodgers. He said, "We did give them permission, but I can't really get into the details, and we are just really hopeful that we can reach a solution that works not only for Aaron, but for us." I mean, it sounds like he's saying they are trying to work out a deal. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's a lot of words doing a lot of work in all these.
They probably surprised him, though.
Hey, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, he thinks it's a girls' basketball state tournament. Like, maybe wait until we can get with the PR team to decide how we're going to approach this.
There's also the body language and the facial expressions when you're talking about something like this. For me, that tells you a lot more than the words.
Yeah.
Which is, what does he look enthusiastic about?
Shady, let me come to you on this then. We know what is at stake right now. Green Bay Packers could retain Aaron Rodgers. The Packers could trade Aaron Rodgers, deal Rodgers to the Jets. What should Aaron Rodgers do?
I think he should go to the Jets, right? And even before I even get to that topic, but if a team lets you go out there and let the owner, right, or whoever's running the show over there, right, the front office, but the Jets meet their starting quarterback,
That's wild.
What are we talking about? Mm-hmm. It's like, let's mouse date your girl. Well, see if you like her. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. But anyway, I truly think that Aaron Rodgers should go to the Jets. That's a great home for him. They're showing how much they want him, how much they care for him, how much they love him, right? I think Aaron Rodgers used to have a lot of attention. Go to the Big Apple, New York. You'll get all the attention you want. I look at the teams. I think we talked about it yesterday about the teams, who's a better team. I don't think that matters. I think who's a better fit. When I look at the Jets team, they really almost got into the playoffs with Zach Wilson, Mike White, and myself at quarterback, right? They had a number 5 defense. Talking about getting turnovers, stopping teams, right? Like, and beat the Bills with that type of team, with no offense, all defense. You bring Aaron Rodgers there, he doesn't have to be the great A-Rod we know from the back-to-back MVPs. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is still there. I think he may be gone, but he's still serviceable enough. He's still good enough that he can service a good win. He can service a playoff team. He can service a team that's can contend for a championship. I'm being serious. Yeah. I think if you look at a team that can run the ball well, which they really do well with the Jets, a quarterback that's not going to give you picks, that's not what Aaron Rodgers does, right? You got playmakers on the outside. Garrett Wilson is one of the best young receivers out there. I think the issue with A-Rod is he had a problem with his young receivers in Green Bay. The talent level is way different. Christian Watson is a good wide receiver, a lot of speed. He's not Garrett Wilson. He's not. So I think that if he goes to New York with the Jets, I think they have and also, last point, they ran well. Coach Saleh's a hell of a coach. He got the Jets playing real football. I don't know. If I had to pick a team, I would say the Jets.
I think I'm with you on this one, Shady. I think Rodgers it makes the most sense now for Rodgers to go to the Jets, for Aaron Rodgers. I've always stood by, if I'm the Jets, I don't necessarily want him there. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I want to go to the Jets because it's time for a fresh start. It just is. You've been playing this game with the Green Bay Packers for long enough. And I always believe the grass isn't necessarily greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. But Rodgers does not feel like watering his grass in Green Bay. So as a result, go over to New York and see if they got turf. Maybe you ain't got to water it because Garrett Wilson, like Shady already said, he already developed. Christian Watson got to be watered. Christian Watson played at North Dakota, if I'm not mistaken. North Dakota State. Garrett Wilson played at the Ohio State University.
That's right.
Like, Garrett Wilson didn't need the same level of development that Christian Watson needs. So Aaron Rodgers can go to the Jets, a team that already has the pieces in play that doesn't need to be developed as much as it pertains to the skill positions, and just hopefully you hit the ground running. And after you make the owner fly to come see you across the country, you better go ahead and go. But, Joy, where you stand on that? What should Rodgers do?
I would love for Aaron Rodgers to go to the New York Jets. I very much want this to happen. Because I'm so interested to see how it plays out. Because everyone thinks this is just a plug-and-play situation. This is KD to the Suns. This is Tom Brady to the Bucks. This is Matthew Stafford to the Rams. This is Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos.
Oh.
Didn't we just watch this happen? We just watched a high-profile quarterback who seemed like his time had passed where he was, go to a team that we thought year after year after year was just a quarterback away. What happened with the Broncos last year? Was it a colossal failure?
It was.
Yeah, it was. Robert Saleh might be a good coach. I don't know. He's 11-23 with the Jets. He ain't no Bruce Arians. He isn't Sean McVay, who is the best young coach in the league, had played in a Super Bowl with Jared Goff before Matthew Stafford got there. By the way, Tom Brady, greatest player of all time, leader. Matthew Stafford suffered in Detroit for all those years, came to the Rams ready to go, a stacked team with a great coach, What happened in Denver that all fell apart? Now you're asking Aaron Rodgers, who, by the way, had a worse year last year than Russ did his last year in Seattle. Go to the New York Jets, who have not won anything, with a coach that we don't know is capable of taking a team to the next level, with pieces that we feel are great, a great defense, young players, hungry team. They want him. Does this sound familiar to anybody? We just watched this happen with Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Now, maybe Aaron Rodgers will do better. There's some questions about Russell Wilson and whether with his leadership and how he connects with players. There's some questions about Aaron Rodgers for totally different reasons. But I'm just seeing, I feel like time is a flat circle, and I'm seeing a lot of similarities here.
Because I don't want to put words in your mouth, because I hate to do that, because we a team. What you trying to say that A-Rod, if he goes to the Jets, he's going to be like Russell?
No.
Okay, because
I don't know that he'll be as bad as Russ was this year.
Okay, because it sounds like...
Russ was bad. What I'm saying to you is the idea here is that Aaron Rodgers is just going to show up in New York and it's just going to work the way that it did with Tom Brady, the way that it did with Matthew Stafford. Is it going to? Because what Aaron Rodgers is walking through the door. Because Aaron Rodgers last year was worse. He had a worse year, we just showed it, than Russ did his last year in Seattle.
I think that, to me, it comes down to this. Is it going to be Broncos or Bucks? I think it could be Broncos. I think it could be Bucks. Shady, you were in Tampa, but let me remind you of what was Tampa. Y'all got to remember, the Buccaneers, prior to Tom Brady showing up, had one 10-win season in the last, since 2007. We're in 2023. He showed them 2020 in 13 years.
But what was Bruce doing there?
Bruce was losing, too. For sure, Tom Brady showed up, 7 wins, 5 wins, 5 wins. So free 16 a year. What did they have? Bruce was a good coach. Bruce hadn't been to a Super Bowl as a head coach. My brother played for Bruce Arians.
He had a Super Bowl ring as a coordinator.
As a coordinator. Very, very different, as we all know. So when I think about what Aaron Rodgers is going to, it is very reminiscent of the Bucs, except for Rob Gronkowski, except for Antonio Brown. The Bucs have defense. The Bucs had Levante David. The Bucs had Devin Wilson. The Bucs had Antoine Winfield. The Bucs had Jason Pierre-Paul. The Bucs had Shaq Barrett. The Jets have defense. Jets have C.J. Mosley. Jets have Quinnen Williams. Jets have Sauce Gardner. They both have defense. Offensively, they both have some weapons.
Okay, but Shady was there, so we should just ask Shady.
So wait, I wrote...
Go ahead, Shady.
If A-Rod goes to the Jets, are they a playoff team? I just want to ask that first. You say yes?
Yes.
What do you say?
I don't know. He wasn't a playoff team last year.
if he goes to the Jets, do you think he's a playoff team?
We thought that the Broncos. No, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
It's not a
thought
guarantee.
the Broncos were going to be a Super Bowl contender.
Because I'm saying, because y'all saying that, but then y'all not trying to say they're not going to be a playoff team.
I don't know if they are.
All right, well, I just think this. I think if you look at the Jets, if you had the one position to fix, it's the quarterback.
Yeah.
They almost made the playoffs with Zach Wilson and the other guys, Mike White. So you telling me, and Joe Flacco, you telling me if they put everybody there, they can't make the playoffs? Just think what I'm saying for a second. I'm not saying he has to go out there and be Aaron Rodgers of the old. But, I mean, he ain't like Russ.
He ain't Zach Wilson.
He didn't play like how Russ played last year.
Shady.
Russ was, I mean.
Did they make sequels of bad movies?
No.
We've literally seen this movie.
Which are you talking about with the Broncos?
Wait, what movie?
I'm talking about with the the New York Jets.
Yeah, we have this.
But what? Oh,
Brett Favre, Packer legend,
he went to
goes to New
Minnesota,
York.
then he went to.
But that's the thing. Remember, when Brett initially left, 13-3, Vikings did his thing.
Matt Ryan went to Indianapolis.
He went to the Jets first and then Minnesota.
Yes.
Yep.
Matt Ryan went to the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, he was coach.
They were just they were just a quarterback away from making the difference, right?
Wait.
Cam Newton.
A-Rod don't lose games, though. Everybody talking about lose games. Russ lose games.
He didn't beat the Lions.
Matt Ryan's. But with this team, you don't have to go out there and win every game, is what I'm saying.
To me, what it comes down to is this. It comes down to how do y'all think about Aaron Rodgers? If y'all think Aaron Rodgers is Russell Wilson or will play as bad as Russ played last year, or if you think Aaron Rodgers is going to be like Matt Ryan, well, then, of course, I think the Jets will be bad. But if we think that Aaron Rodgers will be as talented as Aaron Rodgers is.
No. That's serviceable. He's got to be better than serviceable.
But he don't turn the ball over, though.
Even last year, what did he have? 25 touchdowns, 12 picks?
12 interceptions.
Even the 25 and 12 will
I'm
get
taking the 12 picks.
Russ was 25 and 6 his last year in Seattle.
But Russ wasn't present.
Russ was taking care of the ball more than Aaron Rodgers was.
We got to go on what we last seen on Russ. We can't go on the Seahawks.
And we have to go on what we last saw of Aaron.
I'm not comparing them to, Shady. I'm saying I've just watched this happen. I just watched Russ.
So A-Rod done. He just trash. He just done. It sound like y'all saying, because y'all can't have it both ways. You can't say he's done, but then if I ask you if he goes to the Jets, will he be a playoff team? You're like, well, I don't know. It's either he's just done like y'all saying, like y'all comparing to Russell Wilson and all that, or he's going to be decent.
Russell Wilson in Seattle, not Russell Wilson last year.
All right.
My thought, though, is even the 25 touchdowns and the 12 picks, the Jets make the playoffs with last year's Aaron Rodgers.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like, say if Rodgers was on the Jets last year, 25 touchdowns, 12 picks, they make the playoffs.
Why?
I'm saying
that level of quarterback play.
We've done this before. We did this before. We've done it other times as well. All I'm saying is, I don't think it's that easy to walk in the door as Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not a Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers is even a Matthew Stafford. There's human-to-human interaction here.
And Russ ain't A-Rod. And Russ, Seattle or Russ at the Broncos is not A-Rod.
This might be the left side of the table, but it's the right side of the table.
I'm just saying, like, I get it. He didn't play well, and I said that all last year. But, like, he didn't play terrible where it's like, nobody wants him. Nah, if you're a team that's this close and you need a quarterback, A-Rod's the guy. They got a great defense.
I don't think
they make the playoffs if he goes there.
I think the Jets should want him. And I think that he may have a better season with the Jets. But what I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers is not going to walk in there with the expectations of making the playoffs. If you go get Aaron Rodgers, the expectations in New York City for the Jets is you contend for a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Otherwise, we shouldn't be doing this.
But making the playoffs, in theory, is contention for the Super Bowl. Because if you make the playoffs, now there are 14 teams.
It's a chance.
But if you make the playoffs, you win one playoff game.
That's all Aaron does is win one playoff.
So, like, if you are a Jets fan and you haven't even been to a playoff,
okay.
When last time they've been there?
But that's changing the conversation then, because I don't really care about Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets and winning one playoff.
Come on, man.
That's what he does in Green Bay. We don't need to do. That's not exciting. Why do we care about that?
But
that's not contending for a Super Bowl.
Remember what everybody said about Russ. You, Dave, Shady. I think I agreed, so I'll admit I said it as well. We didn't need Russ to win a Super Bowl this year. We were like, Russell Wilson, he can win a Super Bowl over the course of his time in Denver. We didn't even expect Russ to win a Super Bowl this year. And Russ has a Super Bowl win more recently than Aaron Rodgers, and Russ has been to 2. So even if Rodgers goes to the Jets, if they make the playoffs, which I do believe that they will, unless it completely implodes, I don't think that'll be a disappointment. If the Jets
making the playoffs and getting bounced in the first round is not a disappointment.
Not for the New York Jets.
Well, let's just say going to play. Hold on. First of all, let's listen.
I can't get excited about that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not going to sit up here and talk big about the Jets if you're going to go to if the expectations is go to the playoffs and get bounced in the first round.
I don't know. We're just saying if that happens. But I'm just saying this. They ain't been in the playoffs since 2010.
I know.
This is also Aaron Rodgers.
I'm just saying, so if y'all know any Jet fans, right? And they ain't been in the playoffs since 2010, and they go this year. Anything can happen. As long as you get to the playoffs, anything can happen.
Your expectation with Aaron Rodgers, the name in New York is not, we're just good with going to the playoffs. It's never like, it doesn't know how long. Look, the Knicks are always supposed to play for the championship.
Here's
in New York, it's
here's
a
why you're
different
going to rub me hot,
dynamic.
Slick, and I'm going to come at your neck because you're the basketball insider extraordinaire. Aaron Rodgers, the parallel we always draw is to Kevin Durant. At least it's a parallel I'll draw. So I'll stand in it. I'll put both my feet in it, say it's a parallel I draw. 10 toes down.
Okay.
If we can say that Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets has to win a Super Bowl, then we better keep that same energy when we say Kevin Durant going places has to win.
That's not the same thing.
The reason being is because Aaron Rodgers winning a Super Bowl is hard. Shady, you won 2 of them. It's so hard to do.
Yes.
If you go to an organization that ain't even been to the playoffs in over a decade, if you go 11-6, which the Jets would have done if they would have just scored 21 points in every game last year, 11-6, that's good. That is good. That is enough.
Good for us. That is so good. For a first ballot Hall of Famer that we talk about every other day on this show, that's what the standard. Look, if the standard is that, that's cute. I love that. That's adorable. We can have some cute little topics on it. But you're not going to be up here having me talking about their Super Bowl.
The standard of Super Bowl? That was the standard Super Bowl, right?
I don't.
How many other players?
For him in Green Bay.
I'm just saying, though, like when we speak about this Super Bowl thing, like it's so hard. Like how many other quarterbacks is going back Super Bowl every year other than Patrick Mahomes? Who else is doing that? We talk about Lamar Jackson, who's a great player. We talk about Josh Allen. We talk about Joe Burrow. Who else? Herbert. All these other great quarterbacks we talk about. Nobody's just going to Super Bowl like that.
Shady.
That's not realistic.
That's reality. That's reality.
Okay.
This is expectations.
Yes.
Expectations are, look, if Aaron Rodgers stayed in Green Bay, would we say, yeah, but they'll be lucky to get to the playoffs, or if they get to the playoffs, they win again?
No, they wouldn't.
We wouldn't.
Okay. So why are you telling me that if he goes to the Jets, we're suddenly going to go, oh, you know what? If he just gets to the playoffs, it's okay. That makes no sense.
Here's why.
It makes no sense.
Here's why. The expectation for the Packers is Super Bowl. Don't they have the second or third most Super Bowls? Man, they used to. In the history of football? Like that literally nicknamed Titletown. The Jets haven't even been to a Super Bowl in God knows how long. I think you got to go back 3-4 decades.
Okay, but why have we, in spite of all the time in which it's been since they've won a Super Bowl, why have we always considered the Green Bay Packers a Super Bowl contender? One name, one guy, Aaron Rodgers. So if he goes to New York, the expectation is Super Bowl is coming our way.
Well, I'll say this before you end it. I don't know about the Super Bowl because that's hard to do, right? It's not that easy. I guess it might be. But if he goes to the Jets, they have a chance to win that division. I'm saying that.
What?
They have a chance.
The Bills? They're going to beat the Bills?
He didn't stutter. The Jets
split with the Bills last year without A-Rod.
Without A-Rod.
Actually, you're going to tell me the Lakers are going to win the championship.
He actually might tell you that right now.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.